And welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Talk about all things professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside of the ring. We cover on this show all the rumors, all the superstar news and stuff like that, injuries and all that jazz. Join the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. All right, just kind of reflect on what we talked about real quick. We had our WWE SmackDown review, our WWE Monday Night Raw preview, and we just got done talking about our weekly men's wrestling power rankings. And now we're going to move on to the women's. We're gonna, with the women's, it's harder than the men's, to be honest, because all these women are, pretty astounding, to be honest. And it's, oh man, it's hard to kind of put them. Before I start with anything, make sure I want to address the issue that I have a couple of honorable mentions that didn't really make it to the list. I love Britt Baker, DMD, 1010%, her feud with Mercedes Moné. Also, gotta, pay respects to the queen of the ring, Nia Jax. She didn't make it. And also Mariah May, everything she's done on AEW, trying to promote this new feud between him and her and her former protege, Timeless Tony Storm. So, just right off the bat, a couple of honorable mentions, but, very, very hard. Very, very hard. All right, at number 10, we have Athena, the Ring of Honor World Women's Champion. She's on a total record. She has, she's, kind of had an injury lately, but I don't know if that's, so much as playing kayfabe and stuff like that. But now she's going to try to prove that she's a worthy champion at against Queen Aminata at Death Before Dishonor on Saturday. So, is she going to walk out the champion? Only time will tell, and only the Lord knows. Should be interesting. It's going to be a great match. Can't wait to see her back in action. And right off the bat, I have the MIT back to back to back. I have the Ring of Honor World's Women's TV champion Billy Starks. Billy Starks has represented the company as well. Kind of that sidekick. Like she seems like she's like kind of mean. Seems like she goes along with mostly what Athena kind of says. But she's done really, really well. She's been in title matches, proving ground matches, and stuff like that. She's, no, she's not. You're just your average mid carder trying to hold a championship. I think 1010% that she's a superstar. Definitely think, if any of these two women, Athena or Billy Starks, had a chance of walking out of Death Before Dishonor, holding their championship belts, to be honest, I'm gonna pick Billy Starks. So, to be honest, that's just me. All right, at number 8, we have the WWE Women's Champion Bayley, not a hugger anymore. So crazy that it just went so viral when Nia Jax said BBL. Absolute, excuse me, absolutely insane, absolutely crazy. Thought that was kind of interesting, kind of funny a little bit. But Bailey immediately took to social media and shut down those rumors and stuff like that. But focusing on wrestling overall inside the ring, she still cuts pretty good promos. I love her as a babyface. It came to me as a shock when I found out that Bailey, her decision to go heel was solely on her. She wanted a kind of different, kind of view her story from a different perspective and stuff like that. 1010% giving flowers, creating damage control, definitely helping out the careers of the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and also Dakota Kai, who Dakota Kai was actually, she was let go by WWE, came back and, then the damage control happened and she kind of found her place. So definitely can't help but to feel like Bailey is, partially, to kind of give flowers to and stuff like that. So, cool, pretty awesome. Bailey, 1010%, a women's champion that is very, very, very prestigious with the company for a long time, and is to the point where she's, kind of getting to that age where, just putting over young talent, helping people grow, but she can still win the big one here. Definitely someone you should not just shake off and be like, oh, she's a has-been. I don't think she'll ever be a has-been. She will always be in contention. So at number 8, I got Bailey. At number 7, I got Willow of Nightingale. After Willow of Nightingale lost to Mercedes Moné at Double or Nothing, I gotta be honest, I was kind of heartbroken because I was like, oh, I feel like they've they've kind of given the world to Mercedes Moné ever since she signed with AEW for millions of dollars. But I definitely hated how Willow Nightingale was kind of like the victim and kind of that aspects. But she got right back on that horse and rode. She became as soon as Stephanie McCure was signed by WWE, she vacated the championship. And who to represent a championship and a promotion better than Willow of Nightingale? Willow of Nightingale, I got a number 7. All right, at number 6, I got Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton is definitely on the verge of becoming WWE Women's Champion. When will it happen? I am not too sure. I have speculations that it will happen at SummerSlam. Maybe it might be a little too soon, but Nia Jax becoming the champion and having Tiffany Stratton watch her back with the Money in the Bank briefcase, it just seems like it's just. And you kind of see them right now, their tandem. She's my cute little Barbie doll, but it's not the case. Like you could just see that there's like hidden agendas by Tiffany Stratton. Obviously, she wants to become a WWE Women's Champion. Obviously that's the goal here. So, not making friends along the way. Tiffany Stratton will eventually stab Nia Jax in the back and cash in the Money in the Bank, or it would make sense for Bayley to retain the championship in some miraculous way, and then Tiffany Stratton attacking Bayley, cashing in on her, winning the championship, and then Nia Jax would kind of be her protege, like her bodyguard and stuff like that. That would be more of an interesting role there, to be honest. But hey, who knows what's gonna happen? At number 6, I have Tiffany Stratton. At number 5, I got Mercedes Moné, a double champion. If that right now feuding with Britt Baker, the DMD. So I love Mercedes Moné. Definitely love her more. I hated putting her on my list when she was a babyface because I was like, I don't know, this doesn't seem like this is working. She's pandering to the crowd way too much. The crowd kind of buys into it, not so much. But as soon as she becomes a heel, I love it. I love it 1,010%. Now I don't mind putting her on this list. I'm like, okay, now I feel like she's at this juncture in her career. I feel like she's exactly right where she needs to be. All elusive, exclusive, successful. People are jealous about her. Like she's good looking. Girls want to be her. Like now she kind of has that CEO, that boss mentality where she's kind of just she's kind of all that in a bag of chips, and she uses that to her advantage, and that's why people hate her. That's why it gets under the crowd's skin, and yeah, it works. It works 1,010% more than a baby face, to be honest. At number 4, I have the timeless Tony Storm. The timeless Tony Storm is slowly but surely moving down the list. I've had her number 1 for the longest time, but oh man, Mariah May is coming with a vengeance. She knows Tony Storm like the back of her hand, her protege, studying moves, learning. The student has become the teacher. Absolutely just demised on Dynamite about 2 weeks ago. Had the heel in her head and she was just bleeding and just bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. Fans were shocked. People were concerned for Tony Storm, who was, kind of like the heel. And then Mariah May was kind of like that cute little sidekick that was like, oh, she's just following what Tony Storm does. And now she went out there, she busted her open. It was immediately too. They went down to celebrate. Bam! Like it was wow. Definitely one of the best promos that I've seen on Dynamite. Definitely one of the promos I've seen in women's wrestling. Probably my whole time as a wrestling fan. I know that I might seem a little bit too I don't know premature or anything like, but I liked it. I really liked the promo. Me, I'm an Attitude Era kind of guy. I was brought up during the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression era, so gotta love myself a little blood here. At number 3, Jordynne Grace retains her championship against Ash by Elegance. Well fought match. Very well fought match. 1,010%. This girl deserves to be on top of the TNA totem pole. Don't know who has the juice to dethrone her. Right now on the TNA roster, I think she's kind of beaten the best. And now on NXT, you've had her beat Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame, and she lost to Roxanne Perez, but thanks to Ash by Elegance. So maybe future title contention, maybe perhaps. I wouldn't be against it, to be honest. I like Roxanne Perez and I like what Jordynne Grace both do on their respective brands and the promotions and stuff like that. So 1,010% would love to see this being run back. Would be interested to see any other NXT superstars or maybe a debuting, Becky Lynch on TNA or maybe Charlotte Flair comes out of nowhere, just like, or Asuka, just anything at this point would be absolutely crazy. But what I do know is Jordan Grace is at the top of the list. No one's going to be able to take her down. And number two, I'm talking about Roxanne Perez. We're going to bring her up. The NXT, the two-time NXT Women's Champion. She's getting her wins. She's getting her dubs. She's not, kind of like the respect I have for Swerve Strickland is she's going out there. She's defending her title. She might be, a little on the short side, but, she has that pop rocks. It took her 5 pop rocks to defeat Lola Vice. Lola Vice is, MMA star. She's pretty big. She's not a girl you want to face in a dark alley at night. You know what I mean? She'll probably kick your ass. But no, Roxanne Perez is the real deal. When she was with NXT, when she didn't have the belt, when Lyra Valkyria was champion, and then once when Roxanne Perez returned, I was like, you know what, Roxanne Perez, I feel like it's, a little too soon. I feel like, they put the belt back on her like too quick. Definitely thought she should have paid some dues already. But right now, I had to eat my words. I know 1,010% why they didn't do that. She's a star. Simply at that. She's very talented. One of the best stars that WWE has to offer right now is on the NXT brand. And I have the chat from Anthony Mazzano, hashtag mob. Roxanne is basically a younger version of AJ Lee. You know what? I believe that 1,010%. She does train with CM Punk. She does, she's very close with CM Punk in the backstage. I definitely, like I mentioned before, like her size, she's not the biggest person, but she can antagonize the locker room. She can get in people's heads. She can, manipulate situations so it ultimately kind of ends up her way. And she's the champion because of it. So, honestly, really, really good comparison right there. A young AJ Lee, 1,010%. She's only 22 years old. That is insane. That is insane. 1,010%. At number one, I know she does not hold a title, guys, and I might be playing favorites just a little bit here, but I got Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, the moment she returned to Monday Night Raw, absolutely changed the landscape, absolutely shooken up the world of the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan, the women's division, just her presence is it's huge. And whenever she grabs a microphone, she gets the crowd into it. She cuts good promos. She's very likable too. When she was a heel, a lot of people, kind of criticized, especially Becky Lynch. She kind of criticized the way, being that if Rhea Ripley's a heel, she's probably one of the worst heels in the world because the fans like her. The fans like Mommy 1,010%. Even when she comes out, and you have Dominic Mysterio with the Black Rose being like, Mamacita, Mamacita, please. Like it was just, I don't know. It's kind of that whole Eddie Guerrero China thing, kind of crazy. But at number one, I got Rhea Ripley because with in no time she's going to win that championship back. Liv Morgan is, the true definition of a transitional bridge champion. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to see, Mommy when she comes back and ultimately does her thing as the Raw, well not Raw, they don't call it anymore, the WWE World's Women's Heavyweight Championship. All right, guys, do not go anywhere. Now we're going to talk about our fifth and final segment. We're going to talk about TNA Slammiversary, talk about some, what happened and stuff like that. Some projected storylines that I would like to see. Obviously, would love to hear you guys' feedback. And I got a chat from my boy Tyler. Yo, man. Hope you're doing good. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope all is well. So yeah, let's go and dig on into this subject matter. So hey, do not go anywhere.